How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Montpellier career mode. We are back to post-com videos. If people prefer me speaking live over games, I'm more than happy to go back to them. I just thought to get through the next couple of months, it would make sense to speed it up a little bit and be able to just talk over it and feel a little bit more comfortable talking over a few more games as opposed to speaking live, maybe having a few less games, because I tend to ramble quite a lot when I haven't got a set amount of time to speak in. So if people want me to change, I'm more than happy to, but as I said, for now I think I'm happy just having some live episodes where it's maybe the transfer window and then some post-com videos that are sort of like this. So hopefully that is all okay. Heading into the first game of today's episode, we've got Lille. We've got 3 big games that we play and then 1 game that we sim. I just thought may as well use the live sim feature occasionally. It won't be as regular. It won't be in every episode or things like that, but I just thought in this one I may as well take a chance and get to use it for once. It's a new feature, may as well show it off. We didn't start this game so well against Lille. We actually went down in the first 5 minutes. I can't remember, I think it's Jonathan David, the Canadian striker. Very nice hit from him, a little bit of skill and a really smart finish into that bottom corner, and he picks up his 4th goal of the season, so he's clearly having a pretty good start to the season. And it was 1-0 to Lille. We were not having the greatest of games, if I'm being honest. It's another good save by our Swiss number 1 as Omlin keeps the scoreline at a respectable 1-0 to Lille. Good save there, to be honest, by the keeper, and he did really keep us in it in this first half, at least in the first 20 minutes or so. We did get a great chance here with Mollet in the 20th minute, and he does, of course, go and score that. I think he just needed a little bit of confidence with that first goal in the Nîmes game, I think it was, and he seems to be looking like he's in much better form now, playing really well, and that is his 4th goal of the season, I believe. And things got even better for us as Laborde and Delors link up for a great chance, and if only he'd had scored that, this game could have gone very differently. Really nice bit of play by the 2 strikers. They've got a fantastic partnership already, and it's only been a few games under my management. They're just playing really well, and I really look forward to seeing how many goals they're going to get this season. I thought maybe one might get them more goals, but to be honest, they're sharing the goals really well. Both on, I believe at this point, 5 goals each, and they were doing really well for themselves. Just before the half ended, we did actually pick up another goal and putting us into the lead with Savanier. Nice bit of play again from the team. Ball played forward in to the number 11, and he smartly slots that in. A similar goal to what Lille scored with David, just going into the opposite corner of the goal. Savanier picking up, I think that was his first goal. No, 2nd goal of the season. He scored another one. He scored another one in the last episode as well. Again, he looks like a really solid player, very good on the ball, and has a really, really good shot on him. Lille come close here to getting the ball in the back of the net, but Omlin makes a save, we'll say. He does well enough and picks the ball up and rolls it out to Hilton and just completely misjudges the situation, puts too much pace on the roll out to him, and obviously Hilton's not running out to that. He's not exactly going to be running away from many people as the 42-year-old makes a mistake there. Well, it's not really his fault. I think it's probably a mixture between the two. Miscommunication. And Burak Yilmaz, the Turkish striker, I'm not sure if Lille signed him in real life or if he was signed by the manager in this, but really smart signing from them. He's a very solid striker in this game. I totally rate Burak Yilmaz, and I rate him even more because he's got a bit of everything to his game. He's got very good finishing with his feet, but also a pretty decent header as well. Yilmaz showing off all of his attributes in this game. Really good header. Beats Sambia, who just come on for us in right wing back. He's not exactly the best in the air and gets beaten by the Turkish striker, making it 3-2, and Lille looking like they were going to win this game. And if it wasn't for some decent goalkeeping from Omlin, they could have actually got and made it a little bit more embarrassing for us. 4-2 it could have been if David had stayed a little bit more composed there, but actually it would be us with a little bit more luck as we go down the other end here. Delors mixing up with Laborde, and ball played in by Sambia. Very nice ball in. Wasn't exactly who I was aiming for, but it was the man that I may as well have passed it to, as Savanier picks the ball up, chests it, and has the audacity to volley that from just inside the penalty area, and leaving the Lille goalkeeper no chance of saving that. And we did go ahead and equalise in the latter stages of the game. Very, very nice for us. Probably a little bit hard done by if I were maybe a Lille supporter, but good work from the boys and good resilience to ensure that we pick up at least a point from this game. As I said, we did not deserve that. I think we probably deserved to lose that one. But if we're to do well this season and push up for those Europa League spots, maybe Champions League the way we've started, we've really got to push and just try and get every single point possible from all the games. And we've just got to work forward, even if it's against a better opposition. We've got to try our best and pick up as many points as possible. But that'd be easier said than done when we head into the next game, and it was up against Monaco. Now, this was going to be a tough game. They've got a lot of good players in the game, and even though they have sold a lot of high quality players in the past, this year's FIFA, they've actually got some really solid players. They actually signed Ross Barkley, who I know in real life was actually at Aston Villa, but in this game he'd signed for Monaco. Their goalkeeper Lecomte, I know, is actually quite a decent player, very high rated. Kevin Volland was starting on the left hand side, and of course Ben Yedder, who wasn't starting the game. I'm assuming he may have been not 100% fit, but he was on the bench and we had to be careful of that. However, we started the game off much better as we broke free within the first few minutes. Another early goal for us, and it is Minosi scoring in the first 5 minutes. And not known for his attacking qualities, 49 finishing, but you wouldn't think that as he puts that top bins. And what a start this man has had. He's looked pretty good in the first few games for us, and if I'm being honest, yes, I'm not expecting loads of goals for him, but if he's adding goals to his game as well as putting in a decent performance for the team, I'm always going to welcome that. And we actually added to our performance as Delors goes ahead and picks up the second goal of the game and puts a little bit of a buffer zone just before the first half would end. However, we needed that second goal as Monaco went ahead and scored. Just really poor defending from me. They hadn't actually done an awful lot in that first half, as that was their first shot on target, and they hadn't had an awful lot of possession either. But Monaco, fair play to them, they took their chance and they did really well with it. And to be honest, we looked a little bit ropey in the second half. Monaco grew into the game and started picking up more and more chances. We just looked a little bit sloppy in defence. And from this chance here, Ait Benassa with a fantastic goal here. Nice little solo effort. Skills past Hilton, who was a little bit slow to react to that, to be honest. That's probably the weakest part of his game. He's a good defender, but does lack that little bit of edge when he's been turned on. And sadly for us, in the 87th minute, I thought maybe we could hold on to this, but sadly, ball played in, long ball into Ben Yedder, who hits the post in his first shot, but sadly, second shot, the rebound goes in, and, well, that is the sort of quality I was worried about Ben Yedder. He came off the bench in the 58th minute, just after they'd scored, and clearly the manager made the right decision there, bringing him in off the bench. Fresh legs, and our defence just couldn't deal with it, and it was Monaco that would go ahead and take all 3 points from this game. Really disappointing to end the game 3-2 as we were leading going in at half-time, and actually we were probably in control of the game at half-time as well. But fair play to Monaco, they came out in the second half and really played much better. Ait Benassa picked up man of the match, and I think we played well, but we just lacked that little bit of an edge going into the second half, and maybe a bit of naivety as we just conceded a couple of poor goals, switched off for their goals, and yeah, I think all in all, probably Monaco deserved to edge it from that second half performance. We did head into the next game, and it was against Angers. Now, I didn't decide to play this game. It was away from home, but I thought we'd sim it, rotate a little bit, play a couple of different players in some rotation positions, give a few players a break. And it clearly paid off. We could have actually gone down 1 or 2 goals after we'd scored in the second half. Angers came close, hitting the post, and had an offside goal ruled out, but we came out victors in that game, 2-0, and a solid performance by the team. And we were going to need that form going into the next game, as we were up against Marseille, a relatively strong team in this league, and obviously the main man up top, Olivier Giroud, who signed for them in this transfer window for about £10 million, I believe. So we had Giroud coming back to Montpellier, and we also had a game against, I would say, one of our rivals in the league. They're relatively close to us in terms of the next coastal city to Montpellier, so I would say they're probably the next one other than Nîmes that would really have some sort of rivalry, and we wanted to obviously beat our rivals. You never want to lose these sorts of games, so we went in with a strong team, pretty much the same team as we lined up in the first game of the episode. Same back five, Monossi and Savanier in the middle, and Marseille had an interesting team. Mandanda not starting in goal, Pele was in goal, and their CDM wasn't their normal CDM, so I'm not sure about the lineup. I'm assuming maybe there were some fitness issues. Giroud started on the bench, so we would see him come on at some point, hopefully, in this game, because it would always be nice to see an old player play against his old club. But it would be us that would have the better start, as Laborde does let the Marseille defence know that he's there, and just get a warning shot to show that he is ready to score if they are not wary about him, and try and catch them out if they're not paying attention. And as you can see here, he capitalised on a little bit of poor defending from Marseille. They don't mark his run, and as you can see, really nice ball played over the top by Delors, and Laborde goes ahead and picks up his, I think it must be his 6th or 7th goal this season now. He is on fire, and those two up front are proven to be a real threat in the league. If anything, in January we could have some teams coming in to look at these two players, because they're in that good form that I think they could go and play at probably a bigger club realistically. They're playing really well this season, and probably the main reason why we're doing so well, because it certainly isn't our defence, because just before we could celebrate that goal, Morgan Sanson goes ahead and puts it past our goalkeeper, making it 1-1, and we couldn't celebrate the winning result for too much longer, as Sanson went ahead and sort of just silenced our fans. And actually it would be Sanson again that would silence our fans even more, as Marseille go ahead and make it 2-1 just before half time. Sanson picking up his 2nd goal of the game, and just absolutely taking our defence. I don't even know, they've just ruined our defence there. One of our players on the floor, Suke couldn't deal with Sanson, and it's just poor. It's poor defending from me, it's poor defending from everybody, and yeah, something needs to change. We need to stop conceding goals like this, because at some point this season we're not going to be able to outscore our opponents, and in this game it looked like that might be the case. Marseille went in that second half and they played a little bit better. They had some good chances. If Onyongo wasn't there, it would have been a chance there for Marseille, and I would have probably put my house on them scoring another goal and making it 3-1. I'm probably putting the game out of sight. There he is, by the way, the majestic man, Olivier Giroud, coming back to Montpellier, just not playing for the right team. And to be honest, we actually did look pretty poor for most of this second half. It took until the 75th minute to actually carve out a chance, and it was Delors, of all players, that would start this next attack here, as he plays it out to Suke. And I have to be honest, this is one of the nicer team goals that we've scored all season, and you can see there, telling Marseille to calm down. You love to see it from Delors. And that was the last kick of the game for him, as I'd actually decided to sub him off just before this. He hadn't had the best of games. He'd obviously set up Laborde in the first half, but that's about all he'd done. He'd made a couple of mistakes, and he did actually come off here for Mavididi just after he'd scored. I couldn't rip up my notes. I still decided to go through it and freshen up the attack, and it seemed to have been a good decision, as he does set up a chance here. Onyongo decides to break free down the wing, plays the ball in, and who's there? Of course, Mavididi. I'm a tactical genius, as I bring on the man who goes ahead and scores the winning goal. He seems to be the man that likes to score in the last few minutes. Scored in the last minute against Dijon, scored in the last minute against Nîmes, and scores in the last minute against Marseille, and makes it 3-2. What a result this has been, and what a goal that is. Really smart play by our left wing back, and I did say at the start of the season, those two wing backs are going to be crucial for our sort of width, as we've got no other sort of width going forward. And in this game it's shown the pass from Suke into Laborde, and the pass from Onyongo into our striker Mavididi just proved crucial in this game. And yes, okay, we were poor defensively, but going forward, I think we really did show some of our strengths. I'm really surprised our wing-backs didn't get better ratings in that game, but defensively, they probably weren't so good. Attacking-wise, fantastic though. But there we are at the end of the episode. 24 goals scored is the most in the league, but 18 goals conceded, I believe, is also one of the highest in the league. It's not great, but we are 5th place with 8 games gone. 5 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. Couldn't be more happy, and that is going to be how we end the episode. Do hope you enjoyed watching. Do leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Montpellier Career Mode very soon. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.